run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off. When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off. When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off.
Well, we're live here on the grid for the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. Gaston Irasu, who won the race today, I believe, was it 3 races, 4 races? How many races on the season? 3 races on the season. You can see they've got the blower blowing right at him, driving this beautiful Alia Group ANCAP car all the way from Uruguay. Then Beckham. Now, Beckham, you had a great race the last race and moved up through. I love this very, very bright car, but I know that he wants me to talk about this, so this is his logo here. But then he's got OMP Bell, P1Docs.com. Is it Stonica? And then I got to talk to Beckham because, man, you moved through the field in that race today. How you feeling about Mid-Ohio?
Yeah, I really like the track. It's been very good. You know, car setup has been good. Yeah, haven't been able to get the results we wanted yet, but we still got one more to do it.
Nice. Still got one more to do it, he says, on a hot track with some hot tires. These hand-cooked tires can get hot. Then they've changed now. So now as friends here at the grid, we've got Daniel Cará here with Tenuta, Fopo, and let me say this again, Tenuta, Fopa, and Ambrosi Wines. Their wine company out of Napa Valley, the number 10 from Brazil. Like I said, my dog when I was growing up was Pele, soccer player from Brazil, that he wore the number 10. So I have a special connection with this car here with Daniel. Benitez with the Scuderia Buell, just very, very good driver. Pablo Benitez, you had such a great race, such a close race last time. How was it for you out there?
It was really fun, really exciting also to fight with them, really good drivers. We didn't quite have the right setup, but we worked in it for this race, and hopefully we'll be quick and be able to look for the win.
Nice. How about that, Pablo Benitez? Which flag are you wearing here? Is that Argentina? Yes. Argentina there, who also had a very famous number 10 in Maradona, but he's running the number 44 with Scuderia Buell with Sport West and Bruno Maquinarius. I want to make sure I'm getting everybody's sponsors in. Roman is ahead of Cash. Like seeing that, Roman. Roman, you had a great race last time out. When the lights go out, what's your strategy?
We're on pretty good tires since we had mechanical in race 1. So our tires are pretty new. Just pass them and get to the top 2 or top 3. And maybe pull away because I know Beckham has same tires, so
nice.
We're good.
Okay, so he's saying it's a tire thing. So let's look at this. Yeah, he had a mechanical in one of the races, so these tires are not as worn as some of the other ones. So he and Beckham, look for them to move up through because they're only allowed 2 sets of tires through the weekend. Then we've got Cash up here running the Town Hall Phantom Fireworks Rebol and the Bio Longevity with Champagne Racing. We've got these Mountune K20 motors in there. Ava, I'm so happy for you running that purple. Look at this. She always matches, but the livery is looking great. So Ava Hansen out here rocking the American and German. We've got Berg Racing here. Harbir Das had a great outing in the last one, so look for him to move up through, but I'm seeing some pretty worn out. Look at some of these tires. You know, it's been really hot here. Mid-Ohio's not great. Maximo Karam, we saw him in the last race find some speed in the middle of the race. So look for this car, the BFS car, to move its way up through with Mo Karam and Art Studio, the number 46. And you can see Zach over here. Even from South Africa, he's trying to fan himself because this gets really hot in here. Zach Forey, beautiful car, the number 15. Then Drew Such, look at that. Drew Such looks like he's ready to go. And I like this on this rear wing, a little cursive of Drew there. Also with Berg Racing doing really, really well in the points. I've got 1 minute on grid. I'm not going to be able to make it down there to these other drivers. I'm going to send it back to Connor Roberts in the booth and Ralph Shaheen.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Getting ready to go Ligier JFC. So, Connor, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
You ready to go?
We are.
Had a pretty good run earlier today, right? Fifth?
Yeah, it was a good race. Struggled a little bit off the start, made the positions back up, and then just held on to fifth by the end.
And that was the Formula Regional Americas event.
It was, yep.
And while these cars roll off false grid, tuck in behind the Janetta safety car, and we'll get them out on the track. But you keep rubbing your eye. What happened to you?
I had my visor up a little bit to try to get some air on my face, and I got a piece of grass stuck in my eye. So it's a little bit of a struggle midway through the race trying to get it out. And then, yeah, just need to go and wash my eye out after this, I'm guessing. It was a hot race, though.
I guess it was. Yeah. I'm going to do every little thing you can to try to stay cool, right?
Yep. Sometimes you end up paying for it, and sometimes it pays off.
So coming into the day, Arazu was the points leader by 11 over Such. Cará, top 3. Now, after the last race, Arazu is a points leader by 30 over Such. And a few more markers back is Cará. So that win for Gaston earlier today was huge following the problems for Such. So if they're not careful, Gaston's going to blow this thing open. Arazu, Jacir, Cará, Benitez, Roman Felber, Cash Felber, Ava Hansen, Harbir Das, Maximo Karam, Zach Fourier, that's your top 10. Drew Such, Josh Griffith, Michael Fatuta, Kelsey Pinkowski, and Luca Day, who had a terrible run in the first race today, rounds out the field of 15. So the track, as you said earlier, has been extremely hot. And that sun has been beating on this racetrack all afternoon long. We're not quite into the early part of the evening or late enough in the afternoon where you're really going to see temperatures start to slide the other way yet, are we?
No, and all the Pirelli rubber that got laid down by the TA2 race earlier is going to really change how the track surface reacts under you when you're trying to hit your markers that you've set through your experience through the weekend. And so, look for some early mistakes, really, just while the drivers kind of get a feel for the track and how it's changed since their last race.
So this should be a standing start as the Janetta safety car leaves the track and heads down pit lane. So this start for Arazu could be critical because Beckham Jacir was incredibly quick that first race today. So Arazu needs a great run down to Mission Foods turn 1.
Look how dirty it is on the right side of the grid as well. You can see all the grit and stuff left by the TA2 cars. It's going to be slippery on the left.
And that's right where Arazu is. Here's the lights. They're going to all light up red on the bottom and then go out, and we're going to go racing. Here we go. Now! Arazu not going to get to the corner first. In fact, he's got to fight to hang on to second. Cará tried to get him on the outside. He'll settle for third. Beckham Jacir's going to lead him down to the keyhole. Cará back to the inside for second. And Arazu's going to maybe slip to fourth because Benitez is on him.
A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there. Nothing major, just a little touch as they go side by side out of the keyhole.
Behind Benitez is Felber, and he's going to get past too. That should be Roman. Roman gets cut just as he gets to turn 4 with his brother closing in on him. One car off through the dirt at the bottom coming out of 4.
Looks like he rejoined safely.
Boy, Jacir off to a great start here.
Leading the field, he just needs to get his head down, not look too much in his mirrors on the back section where you can't pass, and just try to make a gap so that he can maintain his advantage into turn 2 this lap.
So Arazu, who did everything he could earlier today to hang on to the points lead and extend it, doesn't want to hand any of those points back here this afternoon in that blue 42.
Benitez, nice move up the inside. It looks like he's going to get it done on exit.
Yep, absolutely. Arazu trying to get more back.
Almost going to be 3 wide into turn 4.
It's going to be 2 wide for sure. And Benitez might come out with the position, yes. But look at Daniel fighting back. Trying to, at least.
Nice move for Benitez. It went on a little bit longer than he would have wanted, but he got it done clean, and now he can just get his head down and try to catch the leader.
Somebody off, forcing the Felbers to quickly try to avoid it. Drew Such has closed up here behind Harbier Das. So that's a fight for 7th. But look at the gap Beckham Jacir has got here. He's the quickest one on that last lap. And he's opened up an almost full second gap now between him and Benitez in second.
Yeah, he's almost far enough to have the draft broken, but a good run out of the keyhole, and Benitez could be right there on him into turn 4.
Gaston Arazu looking inside, which becomes the outside at the next corner. Gets pushed a little bit. He's back to the inside here. Boy, that's really technical through there too, Connor.
It's very tight as well. That's a typical, like, one-line set of corners right there. It's really impressive to go side by side.
Roman takes advantage of it and makes a nice pass around Cará. So put Roman Felber up to 4th.
cash as well. Both the Felbers made it by.
Roman's had all kinds of mechanical problems this year. He was happy just to get all the laps in earlier today. Now he's thinking, hey, let's just get this thing on the podium. It's one spot off.
Yeah, and they're right there, very close to Arazu in third. They can really start to make something happen.
It looks like Benitez has closed up a little bit on Jacir now. He's got it to within a car length. It was somewhere around full second a little bit ago.
Yeah, Benitez put in a nice quick lap last lap and using the draft down into turn 4 and out of turn 1 to really help him close up.
It's at 0.6 seconds last time by. See what it is now. Transfer through Thunder Valley. Over here into the carousel. There's a little kink and onto the front straightaway. That time it's Benitez. A little quicker than Jacir. And the gap stays basically the same.
At this point, Jacir is just going to start thinking, you know, Benitez is going to be getting in his head that he caught up that gap that he built up, and he's going to start looking in his mirrors more into the braking zones. And you know, it's easy to fall into a mistake when you're thrown off your game. If somebody shows to the inside that looks like they're going to make a pass, it can really be distracting and can easily cause mistakes.
Inside of 13 minutes to go here. The completion of round 9 for the Ligier Junior Formula Championship. You can see Beckham Jacir checking his mirrors, seeing if he's got to worry about anybody attacking heading into the keyhole.
Yep, he stretched that gap out a little bit last lap as Benitez had to worry about Arazu behind. So if they get into a battle, it's going to be Jacir's dream right in this situation. It'll just let them slow each other down and he can build his gap so he can run his fast lap times and he can just concentrate on hitting all his marks.
Arazu's got to find a way around Benitez here. It's such a nice points lead. Boy, you wouldn't want to start handing points back to anybody, especially sitting here at the halfway point in the season.
Yeah, you also got to think that, you know, to score points you have to finish, right? So you want to make those high percentage moves, but in the frame of a championship battle, a third place is better than making a risky move for second and ending up 10th or 9th or out of the points.
And if he's not careful, Felber is going to push him back another spot. Maybe both Felbers, and he loses 2 more.
He's got a little bit of breathing space this lap between them. He's all over the back of Benitez, just trying to find a way by.
There's Felber's changing.
Yep.
And they should have fresher tires, right?
Yeah, I think
If I remember correctly.
was on had the fresher tires because he had a problem in race 1, correct?
Pablo Benitez, and then number 44 Scuderia Buell Ligier Junior Formula Championship machine. Returns here to JFC the first time since 2024 at the season opener in NOLA. And part-time in F4 U.S. last year, including the round here. 17-year-old from Argentina has a podium in the class with the best result of 3rd during that weekend.
Yeah, I raced against him last year in F4 during the partial season that he did, and he was very, very quick lots of the time, and sometimes in the US F4 car with it being a little bit heavier and more. Oh, we got a spinner.
Sure do. Is that Arazu? It is. Boy, things are going bad for him here in the final race of the weekend.
Just a slight misjudgment on how much track he had to the left of him and just dropped a wheel in the grass and lost it on turn-in.
How far will Arazu fall? Showing in 9th now, 10th, 11th. Holy cow. Oh, what a turn of events for Gaston Arazu.
That's those mistakes that you can really not afford to make in a championship battle. It's good that he's got the points lead that he does, but it's going to be cut very, very close.
He's going to need all of it here today after this one. Oh, Cará dipping a wheel, and he goes through one of the Q3 architecture signs, comes back right alongside of Such. Drew gets by, and Cará now is going to fall. He's going to go back to 6th.
Such has made good progress from his grid slot. He started 11th.
Yeah, and he needed to because he had a horrible race last time out today. It's interesting how the accordion works in these championships. Some rising, some falling. And then they rise again and fall again. The up and down is amazing.
Yeah, the way to win championships in these junior categories, whether it be in sports racers or any open wheel, is just to make your dips higher than everybody else's.
Yeah.
You know, just try to keep that consistency up as much as you can, and if you're having an off weekend, if you can still achieve a 4th, 5th, or 6th to get those points, it's much better than being at the bottom reaches of the points or out.
Where Arazu is right now in 11th.
Exactly. Ooh, such a little bit of a mistake in turn 4.
Yeah.
Caution.
And the full course caution is out. Didn't see where or why. This comes out with about 5 minutes left to go.
If they can get it cleaned up quickly and
Might
pack
have
them
one
up,
lap, right?
it's a great opportunity for Arazu to make some
Yes.
last minute bold attempts. 'Cause-
Great point. And every position he gets is better than where he's at, right?
Yep, and since will be doing the restart out of the points, you can afford to take those higher risks
You got nothing
because
to
you're
risk.
not losing.
Yeah.
You don't really have any downside.
He's got to get inside the top 10, right?
Yes. Yeah, so even 1 or 2 points, if they get a restart, could be critical to the championship battle.
Yeah, sure could. Oh, boy.
That's not going to be a quick cleanup.
Is that? .34 car, that's Griffith. Not sure. You know, that's interesting to have it happen in that spot, in that we had a handful of cars go off there during the TA2 race as well. Not sure what is going on in that corner. When we saw the first, look at this sign stuck here, and is that Cará?
It is.
He went through the sign there at 5, we're coming out of 4 where Ben puts him out. If you can angle that sign just right, it might be an arrow help. But at first we thought the way the cars went off that maybe there was something on the track. Then we saw another incident or two in that same spot. So I don't know what's going on over there, if there's something about the corner before.
Yeah, you come down that hill flat out, and you got a braking zone here that you're still steering for. And so if your rear tires overheat, you can easily lock the rears up and spin that way, or coming up over the crest right after the apex, how it comes up and then drops down. The car gets light there, and you can have a little bit of wheel spin, and it can easily spin sideways on you.
Which could be what happened to Griffith, because that's right about where he was.
Yep, how far down he was along the barrier.
It's like something sitting in the middle of the racetrack there. Might be something off of Griffith's car. Well, I don't know if we're going to get this one restarted, Connor. We're down to inside of 2.5 minutes.
It doesn't look likely. That was a pretty big incident, all things considered, with parts scattered. You know, there's still a possibility of one lap, but it's very unlikely at this point.
And exactly not what Arazu wanted.
For sure. He's going to be
pointless
praying for a restart, and I just don't think that it's going to possibly happen for him. And
again, coming into this race, Arazu had a 30-point lead over Such. Such is going to finish in second. Cará, who was third in points, was at 102.5, and he's going to finish 8th, so he's not going to gain too much.
Eighth is 4 points, and Such will finish 5th. That's 10 points.
So Such is going to claw up a little bit. He's going to cut that lead to 20.
Yes, which is it's still
That's
a pretty
catchable
large
from
margin.
there.
But yeah, 25 for a win, so he would be in the lead with another DNF or outside the points finish from Arazu if he won a race, or even if Arazu was 9th or 10th, he would still gain the lead with a win.
So it's definitely going to move things around. And Arazu started the weekend in the points lead, started this race in the points lead, and he's going to leave Mid-Ohio in the points lead, but he's going to have seen it get whittled away.
Yep, and with 34 seconds left, there's no hope of a restart
Yeah,
now.
probably going to get the checker coming by.
Yeah.
Well, Connor, your next race, New Jersey.
It is, yeah.
Okay, how you feel about that?
Pretty good. I had a win there last year in F4. You know, it's just another racetrack to try and figure out in the FR car with it being my first season, but I have high hopes. I liked the track last year, got pretty comfortable with it, so I'm looking forward to it.
Let's keep the visor down this time, huh?
Yeah, I'll have to tape it down or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the last trip through Thunder Valley this weekend, not going to be exactly very thundering.
Nice race by Jacir, though. Got a great start off the line and just
Did a nice job all weekend.
kept his head, head in the right spot, kept cool through the pressure that Benitez put on him, and just really held his ground.
There it
Very
is,
solid
checkered
job.
flag. Beckham Jacir taking the win over Benitez, and Cash Felber gets around his brother Roman to get the last spot on the podium near the end of this one. Such will finish in 5th, and the points leader, Gaston Arazu, scores no points, finishing in 11th. Well, that's the thing about these Junior Formula Championships, boy. You got to earn every point. Nothing gets handed over.
Yeah,
you either put it all together or you don't.
Every point is a battle, and it's a very important battle to choose wisely how you fight it.
Well, New Jersey Motorsports Park will be the next stop for the tour. That comes in July, is it?
I believe so.
yeah.
I think it's 5 weeks from this weekend.
No, middle of July.
Yeah.
We've got more racing with the Trans Am Series a week from now at Road America. Is your class part of the race in Portland as well? No.
Nope, our remaining schedule is New Jersey, CTMP, VIR,
Canada,
and
yep.
Barber.
PIR and Barber. Those are going to be two great tracks to finish off your year.
Yes, I love Barber. We've been there. It's close to home. I've done some club racing there. It's a wonderful track.
Field making its way through the carousel for the final time. And Beckham Jacir is pulled into the victory circle area. The young Brazilian will crawl out to celebrate. What a good weekend it's been for Beckham Jacir. And Ben, I know you're down there. Take it away.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ralph. I'm down here with Beckham Jacir. First time running the Stonica car, first win here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Benitez comes over, gives him the congratulations. Beckham, take off your helmet, take off the Hans device. We got to get a shot of Dad up here filming Beckham. First win now. I spoke to his dad at Road America. He said he's going to be winning soon. You were not wrong.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot of work and practice and the dedication, and especially our team has put a lot of effort for us to be here at this race. So very thankful.
I love it. Well, Beckham, celebrate, man, your first race here in the Ligier Junior Formula Championship at one of our most difficult circuits. How's it feel?
Yeah, coming in here, we definitely had the pace. I think we were the fastest car all week, but just got a bit unlucky the first two races, but yeah, glad we could do it in the race 3.
Now, I'm sure there's people you want to thank.
Yeah, my mom, my dad, the team, they stayed up yesterday till 12 a.m., so big props to them. And then my sponsors, P1 Docs, OMP, Stonica, and Bell.
Nice. Well, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Beckham Jacir. Ralph, I'm going to send it back to you, and we're going to reset for John Phippen to do a very exciting winner's circle here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course.
All right, Ben. Thank you. There's one last look down on top of Mid-Ohio. Been a warm, warm weekend here, and I know everybody's a little worn out after this one, physically, mentally, emotionally, and certainly drained hydration-wise. So, Connor, how do you feel about Mid-Ohio compared to the other tracks that we've been to this year?
I've grown to like it a lot. I had a pretty large accident here last year in a turn 4, and so it was a little bit reminiscent of, you know, when I do the track walk. It's kind of brings back bad memories, but I've grown to really like it. It's an awesome track, very physical, very technical, and very quick. It's a racer's paradise, really.
Got a lot of great flow to it. Legendary. For so many reasons. Here in Central Ohio. Let's go back down to the podium celebration now. Here's John Phippen.
Thanks, Ralph. We're down here for the final podium of the weekend, letting up our third place finisher. Second time on the podium this weekend, Cash Felber, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Almost done.
Cash, congratulations. Your brother started in front of you, but you finally found a way around him.
Yeah, I just sent on him going into 4. That's really it. I mean, the race was just about keeping up with the front runners. I mean, they were very quick. They had a lot of pace today, so happy to finish third. But yeah,
You got to be pleased with the weekend. A win and a third place finish sounds pretty good.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Anybody to thank?
I'd like to thank the whole team, Victor, my mechanic, Joni, all the team. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Bio Longevity Labs, Phantom Fireworks, Town Hall, Rebel, and Mind, Body, and Matrix.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Second time on the podium this weekend for Cash Felber from Champaign Racing. He's got a win and a podium, both scored here this weekend. Let's bring up our second place finisher, also second time on the podium this weekend. In his first race meeting with us this year, Pablo Benitez Jr. Pablo, great job. Unfortunately, this one had to end under the safety car. Do you think you had anything for the leader?
I don't know, we were at the same pace the whole race. I was trying to catch up. I would catch through turn 1, and then he would pull away in turn 2, and it was the same thing every lap. So we fixed the car at least. The setup was way better. I'm glad for him. He worked really hard the whole weekend under the tent, LC tent. Thanks for everything, all the help, and of course my mechanics. And yeah, it was a good race, fun race.
Indeed. Will we see you in New Jersey?
Yep, hopefully.
Okay, looking forward to it. Pablo Benitez Jr., second place finisher, ladies and gentlemen. His second podium on the season here this weekend. Ben had a chance to talk to the winner, but we'll get a chance to him. First time winner, Beckham Jacir, ladies and gentlemen. Beckham, congratulations. Great start for one, as you were able to jump into the lead right away, and then it was just a matter of controlling the pace.
Yeah, it was a pretty good start. I think the dirty air here was kind of bad here with these hot conditions, so Pablo would catch me in one sector, and then I'd pull away a bit on the second sector. So,
Get your eye taken
kind of
care
stayed
of.
the same throughout the whole race, but yeah.
Got to
All
feel
right,
good
we'll
for
see
your
you
first
soon.
win in the season. Anybody you'd like to thank for that?
Yeah, my mom, my
Yep.
dad, the team, and then all my sponsors.
Congratulations to Beckham Jacir, first-time winner here this weekend for LC Racing. We'll do the Ligier hats on our drivers. We have one more award to make after the hat dance before we spray the champagne. As we'll put the Mountoon hats on our drivers. Thanks to Mountoon for all the great work, not only in this Ligier JFC car, but as well as our Formula Regional Americas cars, keeping these engines healthy and providing the motive power behind our drivers and providing support for all of our teams in the paddock at each and every race meeting. And, of course, Hankook. We've talked about it all weekend long. These hot temperatures, the tires really earn their money. And they did a great job here this weekend. Thanks to Hankook for all they do for all three of our championships. Okay, one more award to make. If we can get the watch open. It's hermetically sealed, apparently. Michelle is working her way through the... there we go. Hang on. Okay, this is called the Homologato Perfectly Timed Move of the Race. This is an award voted on by the folks up in race control, the race director and all the stewards, for the driver that they feel has done the best job over the course of the weekend. And I'm happy to present this to Pablo Benitez Jr. Congratulations, Pablo. Now it's time for... if I were spraying that champagne, I would drink it first. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Cash Felber from Champagne Racing. A win and a podium this weekend. Pablo Benitez Jr., 2 podiums on his debut this series. Beckham Jacir, his first win with 2 other podiums. And Pablo Benitez Jr. winning the Homologato Perfectly Timed Move of the Race. Thank you so much for being with us. That's the end of the day here for the Permco Vintage Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. Ralph, we'll send it back to you to wrap it up.
Thank you, John. Nice job. And that will close out our weekend here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course with our Speed Tour. Been a great weekend. We hope you've enjoyed it. All the coverage. Big thanks to our live race services crew for the production of our broadcast this weekend. Nice job, everybody. It's been a tough one for all of our folks out in the elements, standing in the heat, getting all the shots for you. We will be back next weekend, live once again, from over in Wisconsin at Road America. Racing live on Saturday and Sunday. You can catch Trans Am and TA2 on Speed Sport 1 and a plethora of other racing events throughout the course of the weekend, all being carried live for your viewing pleasure. For Ben Sissel, Adam Andretti, Andy Lally, and the host of folks that came through to help call the different formula races this weekend, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long for now from Mid-Ohio.